Hello, everybody. This is part 2 to What If Esdeath would. No. Damn it. What if Deku was Esdeath? Yeah, that's right. Okay. Oh, yeah, I do not own the rights to My Hero Academia or Akame ga Kill. I finally remembered. But yeah. So, I'm pretty sure I left it off at, like, the heroes vs. villains. So, yeah, and, like, so. I'm not sure if there is a 1.5 to the first one because the thing I recorded only allows me to do it for 30 minutes because, yeah, that's because it's weird. But yeah. So yeah, like after the heroes vs villains, they just go home and stuff. Nothing happens between Todoroki and her. But yeah. So like, yeah. Next day come, well, I'm just do like a 1 or 2 week time skip. And like, then Aizawa comes into classroom like, okay kids, we're going to be going to the USJ today. Go to the locker room and put your hero costumes on. Everyone's like, ooh yeah, ooh. If you didn't remember, her hero costume is just this, what she wears in the photo, except without that sword. But yeah. But yeah. So yeah, they're all sitting on the bus, like talking about their quirks. So yeah, and like, oh god, my throat. Yeah, they're all talking about their quirks, and eventually, like, Suyu asks, like, her, like, I can't do the Suyu voice. She's like, um, in Suyu voice, hey, Esdeath, what's your quirk? It seems really powerful. And she says, oh, it has, oh god, I wish I could probably speak properly. And she's like, oh yeah, it's called, ice control or something. Ice control and ice creation. And she's like, what does that mean? She's like, I can create ice and manipulate it. He's like, oh, I can, I can make my ice so cold that I can freeze everything. She's like, oh really? Yeah. And I know she can freeze time, but I'm gonna just introduce her at the sports festival. Say she can't do it yet. She was training over the 2 weeks. But yeah. So like, they get to the USJ, you know. They're walking in, like 13 greets them, saying like, "Hello, kids. Welcome to the USJ. I will be talking about how quirks can be dangerous and how we can use them in dangerous situations to help people." And, you know, it does all that kind of speech. And I'm pretty sure 13's a he on that, because like, I remember like clearly during the fight, like he says like 13 look after the kids or something like like oh no, like when 13 got his back ripped up, like Nezu said, oh yeah, he will be okay or something. But yeah, whatever. Just thought, yeah. But yeah. So yeah, they're walking to the USJ and like Kirishima says his so famous line, oh wow, look, fake villains. And Aizawa looks down, he says, wait, they're not fake villains. Like, stay here, 13, protect them. You know, he goes rushing down and like starts kicking all their asses until, you know, the Nomu comes and, yeah, kicks his ass. But yeah. So then eventually, like, Kirigiri just teleports them all and, like, she goes to the water zone as he did in canon. And, like, instead of just, like, she just swims up and, like, just frees the whole lake. And I'm gonna just say for convenience, so you just jumped out in time to, like, try and get onto the boat and try and find her. Yeah, like, she just froze them all, like, froze the lake completely. So yeah, and, like, all the villains inside, like, I'm gonna say, she knows she can control the ice and make it so it doesn't freeze them. But she wants to make it a slow, painful death for them, for, like, because why not? And, like, her reason would just be like, oh, I couldn't control the ice. So yeah. So she won't be charged with anything. Well, yeah, well, probably. I don't know. It was in self-defense, whatever, I don't know. as I said, they could use their quirks. No, 13 said they could use their quirks. I'm gonna just say that. But yeah, and then like they just walk on the ice. Like I'm gonna say Shigaraki blind because like he got that hand over his face. Like I'm just imagining a conversation like the League of Villains were like it's Darby, Toga, Magnet, Spinner, and like Kirigiri, and he can only see Darby and Kirigiri. He's like, okay, you two. He's like, there's five of us here. Of course, of course, I can only see two. Yeah, I have a hand over my face. But yeah, I'm gonna say like he can't really see them, like, cause she's in white, and I don't know, they just blend in somehow, and like Shigaraki can't see them because he got the hand over his face as well. But yeah. So then, like, they eventually make it to, like, the little spot they didn't, like, where they were hiding from, and just watching Aizawa getting beaten. Yeah, and then, like, eventually, you know, she had enough or something. She was enjoying it for a little bit because she was watching someone enjoy pain or something. And, like, she realizes she has to probably help. And, like, so she just, like, goes up and freezes the moment. It just breaks out. Like, I don't know what she does. Like, she just makes a huge iceberg and just, like, freezes everyone in it. Shigaraki just decays the ice. Kirigiri just teleports out of there. And the Nova just breaks out with sheer force. But yeah, and then Nova starts running over to her, and, like, she's just trying her hardest, like, not to get hit by it. Like, so just trying to freeze its feet or, like, make an ice wall or something. It's kind of effective, but, like, the Nova just keeps on breaking out. Yeah, and then, like, eventually, like, I'm gonna say Ida went earlier to try and get the people. Because, like, I don't know, a lot of them are big brain. IQ over 9,000. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know that smart. Only Nezu. But yeah. So, like, and then, like, eventually, like, All Might comes and, like, I am here. And he's, like, sees the Noma and, like, her, like, stopping it, and, like, he is like Shigaraki does a speech like, "Oh yes, the number one hero, the symbol of peace. Come here to get destroyed by our creation." And like, she just hears creation, so it's not alive, huh? Because she didn't know it was she thought it was alive, and like it was just a transformation quirk or something. So like. And she just starts laughing. Shigaraki looks over at her and she says, "Oh, so it's not alive, huh?" And she just taps her foot, and like a giant, huge ice spike just comes and like comes out of the ground and just like impales it, like putting it into the atmosphere. And Shigar's like, "What?" He's like, "Oh, I was holding back because I thought it was a real person." And Shigaraki's like, Kirigiri, I think we need to get out of here." And he's like, Kirigiri's like, "Yes, my master," and just like teleports them. And like, All Might goes down like, "Excuse Miss young Midoriya, that was very reckless of you. Why would you go and fight the villain? Why would you go fight the villains?" She says, "Oh, Miss Aizawa was in danger and I needed to help because he was gonna die." And like, and he looks at, and she points over at Aizawa and like, All Might says, "Oh, okay, but where's everyone else?" And she says, "Oh, we all got teleported to different areas. If we should probably all go to probably all split up and try and help them. All the heroes should probably find them and help them." And All Might says, "Yes, great idea." And he just yells out, "Okay, can every hero please search every disaster zone? Like, try and find the students." But yeah. Yeah, eventually, like, I don't know, like a 30, like, not 30, I would say 20 minutes later, they find all the students, they bring them back to the area, they're waiting outside for, like, the cops or something, like, and, like, parents, I don't know, parents, like, you know. Yeah. So, and then, like, yeah, they all go, like, the cops are getting all the information, arrest all the villains that are still alive, you know. Bury the rest that are dead. Ooh, sounds like it's raining. Cool. Yeah. But yeah, and like, so yeah, everyone goes home by themselves. Yeah. I'm gonna say next day Aizawa walks in with like the full body cast. Everyone's like, "Oh my God, Mr. Aizawa, what happened to you?" Like, But yeah, and like, he's like, "Oh, it's fine. I'm just here to tell you that you'll have 2 weeks off to practice for the sports festival coming up." Everyone's cheering, and like she just gets up while everyone's cheering. No one really notices, and like she just puts the collar around Todoroki and starts dragging him out. Todoroki's like, "What? What? No, guys, help me!" And I was like, "Poor guy, or lucky guy." He's like a lucky guy, or I don't know. He's just thinking this something like in his head, like, "Oh, poor but lucky." I don't know. Whatever. But yeah, you know, they do the thing. The quota show I can't remember the name of, but I'm just say I don't own it. Hopefully, yeah. They do the dance with no pants. But yeah, so that happens, you know. Yeah, they do 2 week training. As that, she was training on 2 moves. One was freezing time. Like, I don't know how long she can freeze it for. I'm thinking, I'm gonna say 10 seconds. She can freeze it for, like a deer. And she's been training on like a sentient beat, like sentient ice column or something. Like I know the guy asked for like an ice robot, but like I just can't imagine her like piloting a robot. I'm just imagining her like making her thing battle for her and just sitting on an ice throne. So I'm sorry if I changed a little bit. But yeah. So she's been practicing that, and like I must just say she had like a what's it? A rest day, yeah. And like then eventually she's just sitting on the couch like watching TV or something with her dad or something. Like they hear a knock on the door. Inko answers it. Oh, and she not like that I'm short, Inko. I don't like saying fat because I see no. There's nothing wrong with her being fat. Because yeah, it's like I don't understand how she shrunk like 3 feet though. Like I know stress can like stunt growth or something, but damn. But yeah, anyway, it's like she answers the door. She sees like this boy with white and red hair. Yeah, it's Todoroki. She says, "Oh, hello. Who are you?" She said, "I'm Shoto Todoroki." And as that just hears this and says, "Oh, Todoroki." Oh, no, Shoto. And yes, and he says, "Yes, hello, esdeath. Would you mind if I take your daughter somewhere?" And like like all those things like. When the boyfriend comes over, like the dads are just holding shotguns or something, like pistols. And like the dad's like, "Oh yeah, where?" Like, so he's like, just to lunch, nothing else." He's like, "Okay." He just puts it away. And she says, "Oh yeah, sure, honey, don't be so protective." I don't know. And like Esther just goes on and says, "Okay, bye." He just goes to like a fancy, well, not really fancy, like a pretty decent place. Like they don't go like McDonald's or like KFC or Burger King or Hungry. I don't know. Oh yeah, Hungry Jack's and Burger King are literally just the same thing, aren't they? What's Americans ones? Australian or something? I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, they don't go to like any fast food restaurant. They go to like somewhere pretty nice, I guess. Because, Todoroki got that Endeavor credit card. But yeah. See, they go to somewhere pretty fancy. They're going home. Nothing happens. No matter how much she wanted it. Like, she would try. Todoroki would just dodge. Like, dodge the color. Like, no, not today. She's like, oh, just goes home. And like she comes home with like a pouty face, and like her mum asks like, oh, what's wrong? She says he wouldn't let me take him home. She's like, oh. She realizes what she meant, and like her dad was at an earshot, thank God. But yeah, whatever. I just thought that'd be just nice to add in, because why not? You know, it's like 2 weeks over, everyone comes back. I'm gonna say Aizawa was not in the body car seat anymore, because like she like stopped him and like kind of stopped the Nomri just in time, and like Recovery Girl went crazy. But yeah, it's like, hello kids, and like everyone, like, hello kids, today will be the sports festival, and everyone's like, yeah, woo, and like, and someone else like, how'd you get out of this car so fast? And that rhymed, so it must be true. But yeah, so like he says, oh, Recovery Girl went crazy, and everyone's just like, oh, okay. Yeah, like they're all walking out, and like, you know, that crowd, like out there just says, oh yeah, like, and Baku says, can you please move, like, please move, like, he's not as arrogant, like, he kind of arrogant though. He's like, oh, please move, like, move out of my way, extras. And Monoma comes up saying like, oh, another arrogant class 1A brat. And like, and yeah, and like, he starts lighting explosions in his hand. She's like, what'd you say? And like, Monoma just taps him on the head, taps him and says, oh yeah, I can do that too, and just starts lighting explosions in his hand. Baku just does like, starts gritting his teeth like angry Pomeranian noises, like how dare he steal my quirk? Then she just says, Baku, go move out of the way, I can do this. Then she just starts letting off cold, like, get out of her way, like she just gives him a death glare. And like Monoma says, huh, just taps her and starts trying to use her quirk. Then he just freezes over and he says, what's with your quirk? And she says, my body is perfectly adapted to my quirk. I have a lower body temperature than most people. And Todoroki's like, yes, he does. I can tell. I have seen it. Everyone just in the class looking at him like, oh, okay. Weird flex, but right. I don't know. And like everyone just starts moving out of the way because they're so cold, like they want to get somewhere warm. And then yeah, they all get changed, whatever. Like President Mike's doing the announcement, like, okay, everybody, welcome to the UA Sports Festival. Please welcome out the classes that will be participating. Class 1C, also known as General Studies. Class 1B, also known as the second in the Hero course. Class 1G or something, support course, class, blah, blah, blah. Because I doubt there'll just be 5 classes, and like, out of everything, there'll probably be like 4 general studies, whatever. But yeah. Like, eventually she says, like, in class 1A. And like, everyone just starts cheering more, like, this gets on Monoma's nerves and shit, so it's like, angry animal noises. But yeah, it's just like, and like, I'm gonna say, because like, they did pick the class representative, it was just Ida and Momo, because it wouldn't be her, because they would just see, like, she always just enjoys someone being in pain or something. And like, she thinks like, oh yeah, that wouldn't be a very good class representative. Yeah, but anyway, I'm pretty sure just the person who got first in the entrance exam just goes up anyway. When she did, I'm pretty sure she got like 120. I can't remember how much I said. But yeah. So like, yeah, he says, okay, and Midnight says, okay, can esdeath Midoriya please come up and deliver a speech? And like, she just starts walking up to everyone like, woo, yeah. He says, I'm not gonna make her say anything sappy or emotional, like, oh yeah, I hope everyone does their best, because I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna do something like that, but it's just like, hello, my name is esdeath Midoriya. I'm the one who defeated. I'm the one who defeated some villains and saved our teacher in the USJ attack. I hope you try your best to defeat me because I'm gonna try my best to defeat all of you. And then she just walks away. And everyone's like, ooh, like kind of like confused if they should be cheering. President Mike just says like over this speaker like, was she really the one who defeated some of the villains in the USJ attack? And he's like, yes, she defeated the thing that was supposed to kill All Might and saved me and some of her fellow classmates. And President Mike's like, ooh, looks like we already got a student with first-hand experience with dealing with villains. But yeah, Aizawa left out the part where she killed some of them. But yeah. So yeah, then like Midnight says, okay, first round will be. It's not President Mike, it's Midnight. God damn it! Like, okay, like, I don't know. Insert Midnight voice. Okay, first round will be. First round will be. Oh yeah, the obstacle course. So yeah. See, I'm gonna say because Todoroki's not as mean because like he had a good childhood. Endeavor like trained him hard, but like not like as hard. Like wouldn't beat him. Like raised on insane. Toya didn't leave because like he treated all of his kids nicely. He just wanted to have like the perfect. He just wanted to have a child that could defeat All Might. You know. So yeah, this is gonna, you know. So he doesn't have that burn mark on his face. So yeah, he's looking good. Yeah. Yeah, at the start, because I'm gonna say Todoroki didn't have like that much like as big as of a drive to win. Like she just wanted to screw everyone over. But yeah, so like at the start, she just makes a giant ice thing, like with jagged spikes everywhere, and like just like ice all the way up to the robots. She's just sliding along it, and before this, President Mike asks like, okay, Mr. Aizawa, for the crowd, which obstacle do you think is the hardest to pass? And Aizawa says calmly, the front. And this is as soon as she like does the ice. And President Mike wasn't focusing. He says, why do you think that? She says, just have a look. It's like, whoa, where did that come from? And he says, the girl with the blue hair, also known as esdeath Midoriya. She probably has the best ice quirk out of everyone in the world. He says like, what do you mean? He says, her body has adapted to the cold so much that her body temperature is 20 degrees. Like I'm gonna say, I don't know. She's pretty cold. Like her body temperature is below the actual temperature of a human body. So she doesn't get affected by frostbite or anything like normal ice users. She also doesn't get tired because she's trained her quirk most of her life. And President Mike's like, whoa, looks like we got ourselves an Ice Queen. And Aizawa says, yes, but she also has an Ice King. He points at Todoroki just like using ice as well and like using fire. And like President Mike's like, oh, isn't that also one of your students? Yes, his name is Todoroki. He's like, whoa, looks like we have an Ice King and Queen. But yeah, whatever, I don't know. Yeah, like then she made the icing all the way up to the robots, so like everyone would eventually get tired and like have to like drop down. Eventually, like Bakugo had to drop down. Like Kirishima's fine because like he just had to just run through them all. I'm pretty sure Momo made it through because like she just used her bow staffs. But yeah, so you made it through. I think Mineta, like who else? Yeah, I don't know who else made it through. They made it through eventually. Just took a little bit more time. But yeah. And like she makes it to the robots. Like she's in first, Todoroki in second, Bakugo. Like Kirishima in third, because like Bakugo had to give it a rest for a little bit. Because he didn't train his quirk as much because he wasn't bullying Deku. Oops, wrong way. But yeah. So yeah. Deku first, esdeath first, Todoroki second, Kirishima third, Bakugo fourth. But yeah, and like eventually they get to the robot and like President Mike says, "Okay, wonder what the Ice Queen is going to do here," and um, I don't know if she would like that name. I'm just gonna not gonna say she didn't like that name. She just gives like a death glare up to one of the cameras, and Aizawa says, "I don't think she likes the name. She probably stop that now." And she's like, "Why?" She's like, "Because she'll probably freeze you to death." She's like, "What do you mean? Why do you think her name has death in it?" He's like, "Oh." Like, that's not why we, like, in case she's chilling from home, that's not why we gave her that name. Yeah, anyway, like, she's like, "Okay, then what will esdeath do?" Like, she just makes a giant ice spike, like, just smaller than the one that she used for the Nomu. And, like, yeah, it just freezes all the robots and just slides up it. But yeah, and like when she jumps off it, she just makes like a little ramp that like she can go down as well. And like, yeah, there's not really much anything interesting I can say. Like, she'll just literally just freeze or like slide over everything. Like, landmines just freeze them and slide over. On like those, like that cavern looking thing, just freeze and slide over. So yeah, she just comes in first eventually. Like, after Bucko gave it a rest for a little bit, he came in third, Todoroki in second. You know, the actual way it went. But yeah, so, and then Midnight says like insert Midnight voice. Okay, time for the second round. Cavalry battle. The person who was first would be awarded with the 10 million point headband. But yeah, Eren just gives her death glares. She doesn't really care. She's not nervous. N- uh, like, no one wants to be on a team. Like, Todoroki goes up to her and says like, "Oh, do you want me to be on your team?" She says, "No. You're gonna get targeted then." And he says, "Oh, well, that doesn't matter." She said, "I don't want anything to happen to you." And he's like, "I don't know," pokes him on the nose. And Terry's like, "Oh, okay." And then Devastate's like, "Huh?" Like, okay. He kind of shrugs off, like, "Okay, whatever." Weird interaction between classmates, I guess. Yeah, and she just says to Midnight. Midnight says, "Well, you need a team to actually participate." And she says, "Oh, okay." And she just creates 3 like ice golems like that can think for their own. But still in the command. She says, "Okay, you'll have to lift me up and like move me around away from these people." And then just go like grunting because they can't speak. You know, like, she's just on top. Like, I'm gonna say she has like the ice throne as well. There's like carrying an ice throne. She's just sitting on it. In present, like, just like saying this to Aizawa, like, without the microphone. Like, how come she doesn't like being called ice cream, but she acts like it? She says, "I don't know." But yeah. Yeah, like, she's just walking around. People try to go to her. Like, she just either creates an ice wall or like, I just ice the floor so they slip or something. So like they're falling on the ground and like people are hitting walls. Like, no one can get to them. I think she like then Bakugo comes like and it's just like, "I will get you. I'll get your hip and esdeath." And she's like, "Oh really?" And she just like moves her hand up and like giant ice pillar just hits him in the stomach. Like, he's like sitting on the ground like crying like, "Oh." I'm also say it hit like the family jewels, you know. She's just sitting on the ground like crying like, like, why me? Why me? I knew I shouldn't have gone for it. And yet, after like that, none of the boys want to go for her. Like, oh god, that could be me. But yeah. But yeah, so like eventually she